Excited. I think, obviously our goal of reaching the playoffs last year we accomplished, but now, we want to be a championship contender. I think we're putting in the pieces to be able to do that, hopefully add some free agents, and you can just feel the excitement in the whole organization and in the city, our fans. So honestly, I can't wait to get back out there. I wish we had a game tomorrow, honestly.
Excited? You should be. Last season, the Indiana Fever set their sights on the playoffs and achieved their goal. But now they're aiming even higher. This team wants a championship. The organization is buzzing with energy, and the fans can feel it too.
Quick thoughts on the $80 million Fever facility and Stephanie White being like, we're going to be aggressive in free agency, and massive names who are available. And I think, this is my bold prediction, the Indiana Fever are going to be playing for the WNBA title next year.
Wow.
They have their cornerstone pieces under rookie contract.
Honestly, I wish there was a game tomorrow. Remember when the Indiana Fever managed just 5 wins 2 seasons ago? Well, things have taken a dramatic turn. Their generational talent, Caitlin Clark, demanded star power, and the Fever's new front office delivered with a game-changing move. Quick thoughts on the $80 million Fever facility? Or how about Stephanie White's aggressive approach in free agency?
There are big-name veteran pieces that the Fever have money to go get to put them in position to be playing for a WNBA title. That's my bold prediction.
Some major names were up for grabs, and here's my bold prediction. Indiana Fever will be playing for the WNBA title next season. With their core stars locked into rookie contracts, the Fever just pulled off a move that sent shockwaves through the league. They didn't just add talent. They brought in 3 elite players. This isn't just a rebuild.
We felt this way to begin with, that the Fever were going to be a destination because you have Caitlin Clark, you have Aaliyah Boston, and you have a really, really young team. And I think now with Steph White, who is hands down one of the best coaches in the league, and we saw that with Connecticut, even though they fell a little bit short. I think that, this is going to be...
It's a full-scale basketball revolution that has instantly positioned Indiana as serious championship contenders. Curious about these game-changing signings and how they fit into Indiana's master plan? This isn't just about upgrading the roster. It's a complete transformation that has the rest of the WNBA scrambling to keep up. There are big-name veterans available, and the Fever had the budget to go after them, setting them up perfectly for a WNBA title run. Just 2 seasons ago, the Indiana Fever were at rock bottom, winning only 5 games. They seemed stuck in a cycle of losses. But then something changed. The Fever made moves that caught the league's attention.
You're in a position where you can add some pieces.
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position, and I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
Even early on, it was clear Indiana was going to become a top destination.
Why?
Because of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and a young, promising squad. Now, with Steph White, one of the best coaches in the league, leading the charge, the Fever are set for something big. We saw her impact in Connecticut, even though they fell just short. First, they drafted Aaliyah Boston as the #1 pick in 2023, a generational center in her own right. But despite her talent, Indiana finished with a 13-27 record.
I see a lot of players wanting to go, in this offseason, a lot of players are going to want to go to the...
Then, in 2024, they secured Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-lifetime phenom who took the basketball world by storm. Her impact was instant, averaging 19.2 points per game in her rookie season and shattering 62 records.
And quality depth is going to be important. When you have a core 3 like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
She played like a seasoned pro, but even superstars need help. Was Indiana in a position to add more talent? Absolutely. Any smart player watching Clark's game would want to join forces with her.
This was the most improved team from the beginning of the season to the end of the season in terms of the Indiana Fever. I think the signing of Natasha Howard is huge. She fits the system beautifully. She is a terrific rim runner, and we know Caitlin Clark is one of the best get-ahead passers in the WNBA.
That's where the Fever's core stepped up. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull started to click, making Indiana a team no one could overlook. Suddenly, the Fever weren't easy to beat. Last season, They shocked everyone by clawing their way into the playoffs with a balanced 20-20 record, marking their first postseason appearance in nearly a decade.
So outstanding in the pick and roll. She is a floor spacer, and she brings experience. The Indiana Fever made the playoffs last year for the first time since 2016, and in that first game, none of their starters had any playoff experience. Natasha Howard has over 50 games of playoff experience, 3-time WNBA champion. She fits them beautifully.
But for Caitlin Clark, that wasn't enough. She wanted more. She knew this team had the potential to be great, not just good. Clark made it clear. Indiana needed quality, free agents. And the new front office, led by President Kelly Koff and GM Amber Cox, didn't just listen. They delivered. Indiana had 4 major priorities this offseason.
Natasha Howard throws it right up. Oh! Anthony Rice does kidney! Oh! Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBA! You should just lock it up! John can't give it to him, and right there is Howard with a block. Another one rejected by...
First, they had to re-sign Kelsey Mitchell at all costs. She's been the heart of this team, averaging 19.2 points per game last season. Second, they needed versatile wings who could both score and defend, giving Clark and Mitchell the extra firepower they needed. Third, they had to reinforce their forward position with size and defensive strength. And finally, they were in the market for a backup guard to relieve Clark and Mitchell when necessary. Building quality depth is key. When you have a core trio like Indiana does, surrounding them with players who can embrace their roles is essential.
Have certainly improved by signing Howard. She, to me, fits their system beautifully as a rim-running stretch 4. We know Caitlin Clark is the best get-ahead passer in the WNBA right now. Howard will run the floor. Howard is outstanding in the pick and roll. We saw how good she was doing that when she was in Seattle. What else does she bring? A massive amount of experience.
It's about complementing their strengths to maximize success. Now, the stage is set for a massive transformation. Indiana isn't just aiming for another playoff appearance, they're going for the top. With Clark setting the WNBA rookie assist record, proving her ability as both a scorer and playmaker, the pieces are coming together for something special. So, who are these 3 major signings that could change the fate of the Fever?
Remember, all the conversation for Indiana going into the playoffs last year, first time they've made it since 2016, was how little playoff experience they had. You see, now they have 33 games. In that first playoff game against the Connecticut Sun this past season, they had 0 playoff experience from their starting 5. Howard brings playoff experience. She's won 3 championships with both Minnesota and Seattle. So to me, she's a huge, huge piece.
Let's start with the blockbuster edition that shook the league, Natasha Howard. A 3-time champion, an all-star, a defensive player of the year. That's what Indiana got when they signed Howard, proving they mean business.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark?
No, dude. Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day.
The Fever showed immense growth last season from start to finish, and the addition of Howard takes them to another level. She fits seamlessly into their system as a dominant rim runner, an area where Clark thrives as one of the best passers in the league.
What is that? It might not be from you, but like what is it feels it's not hate, but is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it just like, what is it?
Yeah, I see both sides. I'm not an extremist in any way.
Yeah.
And so I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
For them, it's all about, okay, well, what are your stats? What are you doing for the actual game, like while you're playing?
Yeah.
And then for
some questioned whether Howard, at 33, still had what it takes. But if you've been paying attention, you know she's still elite. Last season with the Dallas Wings, Howard averaged 17.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, while shooting a stellar 45.6% from the field. That's not just solid, it's top tier.
Amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have
beyond her scoring, Howard's defensive impact is undeniable. She won Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and hasn't slowed down since. She brings championship pedigree, having won 3 WNBA titles. That kind of experience is invaluable for a young team like Indiana. In fact, she has more playoff experience than the entire Fever roster combined.
I give a big old clap to the rookie class. I think that's a lot to deal with when you're at that age and you have that many eyes on you. But I think they've done a great job in the league as well. I think the physicality and all that they're going to get used to. But I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it. And I'm a huge fan, and I never say that. But I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league. But I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it. I'm about it. I love all this stuff.
And Howard isn't just a defensive anchor. She can stretch the floor with her three-point shooting. Imagine Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint while Howard, Clark, and Hull keep defenses honest from beyond the arc. Opponents won't know what hit them. But the moves didn't stop there. Indiana pulled off a shocking trade that left fans buzzing.
Oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing Kelsey how important she is. The Indiana Fever.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, everything about Kelsey Mitchell is core, right? Core values, her core basketball, everything about her is what we're about. And so there was no way she was going anywhere else but the Indiana Fever. So this is a great day for our franchise. It starts with her. Her legacy continues in an Indiana jersey, and we're off to the races now. So
they sent Alyssa Smith and their 8th pick in the 2025 draft packing in exchange for Sophie Cunningham and the 19th pick. Some question the decision, but Cunningham is more than just a scorer. She's a fierce competitor. She shot an impressive 37.8% from three-point range last season, adding deadly perimeter shooting to Indiana's offense. And let's not forget, she's an enforcer. The Fever needed toughness, and now they've got it. With Cunningham and Howard on the court together, the Fever just got a whole lot more physical.
Anything you want to say?
No pressure. I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Indiana has been my second home since I went pro. So this is the only city I know. And so to see you guys open your arms up to me, I kind of remember every employee I run into. Whether you're a janitor, camera person, I like to be that person. And so that was a big part of me coming back because I got a chance to meet really great people.
Indiana went from being an up-and-coming squad to a team that no one wants to mess with. But the biggest move of all? Keeping Kelsey Mitchell. Teams were ready to poach her, but the Fever made sure their veteran leader stayed put. Her connection with the fans, her commitment to the franchise, and her undeniable talent made her irreplaceable.
Met one of the greatest people in the world, Caitlin Clark, who just ran the basketball around. So I think together we hope to make you guys proud. We hope to make you guys feel like you're a part of our success and our journey. And I'm here. Let's do this. Let's go.
Last season, Mitchell was on fire, averaging 19.2 points per game while shooting 46.8% from the field and 40.2% from three. She's coming off a career-best season. And the best part? She's just getting started. Mitchell didn't just re-sign. She made a statement. She believes in this team.
I'm a Fever girl again. I'm a Fever girl. I'm excited. Kind of missed this court. Yeah, I'm a Fever girl again. A lot of went into this decision based on what I needed for myself and for my family, my friends. And India's a second home, so I thought I'd give this thing a go.
She believes in this championship vision, and she's ready to finish what she started. Now, with Clark, Mitchell, Howard, Boston, and Cunningham leading the way, and Hull and Berger coming off the bench, Indiana is looking stacked. This isn't just a good team, it's a terrifying one. And here's the kicker. The Fever still have cap space left. Rumors are swirling about another potential big signing that could take this team from contenders to outright favorites.
Let's figure out where this program's going, what we're trying to accomplish. And based on, the way in which I like to see myself playing, I could do that with people like Caitlin, people like AB, people like Liz. The list goes on with Lexi Hall, Grace Berger. So I'm excited about the group we have. I get to play alongside some really great people. So here's the Indiana Fever girl.
The Indiana Fever aren't just putting together a squad. They're building a dynasty. From rock bottom to championship hopefuls in just 2 years. This isn't just a turnaround. It's a basketball revolution. Caitlin Clark is leading the charge, backed by a star-studded cast.
Fans, I think you guys are a big part of my decision, a part of Indiana being home for me. The fans have also grown to be, family for me. So knowing what the atmosphere feels like, some of the love that was poured into me down the stretch of last year, I feel great about it. So I'm grateful. I'm definitely grateful.
And with more moves potentially on the horizon, one thing is clear. The Fever are no longer underdogs. They're the team to beat. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on your screen, and we'll see you in the next one.